So it's interesting to be opened with leading with our stats on 44% of women and to not lead as a predictive, as a company that focuses on babies or families, but we are very proud of that's where we are and that's where we came from. Just a little shout out for New Ventures BC. We are top 25 finalists before we are even launched as a company, if anybody's interested in them. It's an awesome program to get your head around things. Just a show of hands, who is a founder of a startup in here, just so I can tailor my messaging a little bit? Who wants to start a startup in the next little while? Oh, come on, everybody wants to start a startup. No? Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little nod from Analia Krebs, who was a presenter here a couple times ago, and tell you a little bit of a story about us as a company, how two non-technical, non-medical individuals started a predictive health analytics company, and a little bit about some values that we all know here as people and how we walk through life, but that us looking back, we should have kept a little closer at hand as we were going through the journey of a startup. So Natalie and I started the company, as was said, in my own pregnancy. I was looking for a tool that helped me give peace of mind to myself, that what I was doing every day was good for baby, was good for me, was helping baby meet milestones. And we looked and we saw that there was nothing really available on the marketplace except for $200 registered dietitian's appointments, books, what to expect, very legacy platforms. And growing up and living in a very tech-enabled world, we just couldn't believe that existed, that hadn't been tapped yet. We did some research, realized it was a $35 billion problem. Healthcare costs are considerably on the rise in the US and Canada, all over the world. And predictive health for the prenatal space was a huge target that hadn't been addressed. So having that market we knew through focus groups with moms that this was something that wasn't addressed, that people were looking for, but also we could provide a platform to bring those healthcare costs down. So Natalie and I are non-technical founders. We don't have a medical background. We have 2 decades together of business experience, from leading big projects to Apple was one of my big clients, fundraising, business development, and we had this great idea. So what do we do with it? We're not technical. We're not doctors. Well, it's about building a team around us that can help support developing a product and delivering this great idea. And so for those of you who want to be founders or are looking for that space and that opportunity, it doesn't mean you have to have a background in being able to execute it. You just have to be able to see the game plan, see the vision. So this is the platform very quickly that we built in our first 1.0 version. Like I said, $35 billion problem. It's a huge problem. Women who have gestational diabetes, they're 7 times more likely to get diabetes within the first couple years after pregnancy. The societal costs of that alone are worth addressing. So these are some of the things that, like I said, us as non-technical founders that we should have plastered to, or not even non-technical, just as founders, we should have plastered to our wall every day when we walked into the office. And being non-technical founders, though, helped us in a lot of ways, and I'll just back up into that, was we didn't know what we didn't know. We're in a very shiny industry of predictive health analytics, medical tech. It's very a sexy topic in the States right now. Everybody's addressing it. So there's a lot of people that are around us that are very interested in what we're doing and surprised at the kind of traction that we've had. And it really attributes to the fact that we didn't know we should be doing so well. We didn't know that on both sides of us at every single turn, there was fire on both sides and we should probably fail every other Tuesday of every month. And we just had our goals, we knew what we wanted to accomplish. And that's one of the benefits of not having the background that each one of you, whether you're in a startup or wanting to start a startup, just because you don't have a specialty in it, still go for it. It really serves you well. So for us, value in time. Don't take every meeting that people want to set up for you, whether that's in your business that you're in right now, working for a startup or working for a big company or wanting to start one. Especially as a founder, is very precious. We all had 10 things yesterday that we didn't get a chance to do and need to do tomorrow. There's lots of meetings, and if it doesn't help you accomplish your goals in the next 6 months, certainly keep that relationship warm because it might serve you in 2 years, but be sure to be very precious of the time that you're spending. with people that are introduced to you, because people are very well-intentioned, but it may not move the needle forward, we found. Value in people you surround yourself with, best intentions, and this kind of goes later. Canadians are very polite, very nice. Best intentions, one of the key things we found with advocates in our circle that we found this to be pretty consistent. If you have somebody who really wants to align themselves with you and are offering introductions, but they don't do a preemptive introduction and they just CC you and a bunch of people on an email chain say, you guys should all meet. We find 70% of the time we never are able to connect with that person. And as founders, we get really excited, being like, oh my God, we just got introduced to the CEO of CVS. We're gonna bomb it off the charts this month. This is amazing. And then they maybe nicely respond back, but had no idea that we were getting introduced to them. It was totally out of left field and didn't help us in any other way other than get us super excited for a month that we're now gonna be working with CVS. So your advisors and your people in your network, that they're taking that time to do the double introduction and really survey the landscape for you. Like Annalia said, value in stories. Nobody knows your business or your roadmap better than you. So asking somebody to solve it for you, if they don't know where you've been and where you're going, is a very difficult thing to ask them. So ask for their story. Ask where they've gone right, where they've struggled, how it's worked for them, and then show and take that information and how it applies to your company and solve it for yourself. That's the best advice that we've had and been able to succeed with. Back to the Canadians are so nice. A quick no is the best thing. I'll even say that over a yes, whether that's with partners, whether that's if you're fundraising. People, like I said, in our space, people really love the health tech space right now. So there's a lot of people that want to hear how we're doing, what we're doing, and want to hear our story and how we're moving ahead. And the one thing that I would love is a quick no, because there's a lot of time, and going back to valuing your time as employees, valuing your time as founders, to take that no, and if they're not willing to say it, take the hint. And that's something we didn't do very well at the beginning, and we wasted a lot of time on our company that we could have been doing a lot of other things with people that, it's not they were being mean, they probably were genuinely interested, but take the hint, whether it's communicated verbally or otherwise. Advisor whiplash. Again, this doesn't have to be with founders. It's whether you're employees, you're going to have mentors in your life. And what we found is we've been very fortunate to have some very senior people advising us, and us being non-technical founders, putting value in ourselves that we know what's going on. So an advisor who's very senior saying, like, I know what space you're in. You guys should do this. And we stop our company and be like, we need to look at that. They clearly know more than us, and we should look and move our company in that direction. And somebody else comes around and says something similar, and we're like, okay, hold on that one. We're going to look at this, and clearly they know what they're talking about. Advisors are instrumental in building your business, but to the last point, you know your vision, you know your company, you know you as a person. Stick to that. Know what you're trying to accomplish, and if you know your advisor or the people in your life are trying to help you. But for us, one of the things that we really should have done a better job on earlier is sticking true to our original value, our original passion, and ensuring that we can meet those deliverables. And we've come back onto that course and been really successful in the last 6 months by sticking true to that. And we're proud of what we're accomplishing, and we just hope this helps you guys in if you want to start a company or if in the company that you're working on. They're very basic. You guys, I'm sure, know them all. We knew them before we started. They're just very simple things that you should plaster, for us at least, on our computer, to take value in who you are as an employee, who you are as a founder, and being able to move that process along for yourself. Thanks.
Any questions? Erin, don't go anywhere. Questions? Hands? Okay, perfect.
What's your business model? Like, how do you make money?
It's pretty direct. I'll bring this back.
How do you survive as a company? We are a B2B model, so we work with insurance companies, corporate wellness programs, hospital networks. We're primarily US-based, not Canadian-based. We do have partners in Canada as well, but we're US, Australia, and UK-based primarily. It's B2B, yeah.
So she likes private health care.
I am all for Canadian health.
I'm just bugging you. NHS is broken. Don't worry, I got it.
Thank you. As non-technical founders, how did you sell your vision to the first developer you hired?
Yeah, Natalie and I, how did we sell? It was a very big interview process. We were very diligent on who we were working with because we were very cognizant of the fact that we were non-technical, we could be taken advantage of. We took a long time to find our original developers and designers. They were a spin-off of a bigger agency that took a chance on us at the same time, because we've bootstrapped the entire company to date. So we really needed somebody that was on board with delivering a product that worked, and we had some advisors as well that helped vet the tech, and once we got, okay, we like them, we like their vision, we like their design, can they actually do it? We have no idea. Brought in an advisor that could actually ask those types of questions.
Did you start paying them a salary?
No, so we did contract, we're their agency. Yeah, good, bad, there's really great reasons to do it that way, and there's also really wrong reasons to do it that way, and people have opinions on both, but that, by bootstrapping it ourselves, that was really our only option.
Anyone else? Very scrappy way of kind of getting you guys up and running. The space that you guys are in is becoming a growing marketplace within Canada, and it's interesting. I really do encourage you guys to take a look at it, what they're doing and where they're headed, and congratulations, Erin. Thank you so much for being here today. Oh, this is a fun